Oh, hi there. Hope you guys are having a good day. In our group video, we are happy to show the class a couple of ways people heal with type 2 diabetes. We've interviewed Norma's grandmother, and she has type 2 diabetes. We asked her how she felt about it, and how she has changed her lifestyle to help heal it. We also interviewed a Chinese doctor on how to heal type 2 diabetes, but before we get into that, we'd like to present the British Heart Foundation to help us understand what type 2 diabetes actually is.
Understanding type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a condition where your blood sugar levels, otherwise known as glucose levels, are too high. This occurs when your body cannot use the glucose you get from food. In healthy people, the pancreas releases a hormone called insulin when we eat. Insulin switches on the cells around your body to absorb glucose and use it as fuel for energy. But for people with type 2 diabetes, the body does not respond to insulin. As a result, glucose builds up in the blood. This can damage the arteries, which supply blood, oxygen, and nutrients to your organs. Damaged artery walls make it easier for fatty deposits to build up. This can limit the circulation of blood and oxygen, and make it 2 to 3 times more likely for you to have a heart attack, stroke, or develop vascular dementia.
Now that we have an understanding of what type 2 diabetes is, we would like to share with you our interview with Norma's grandmother and her healing processes in fighting against diabetes.
Hi, my name is Norma. I'm here with my grandmother who was born and raised in San Luis Potosí, Mexico, and she was diagnosed with diabetes. Today she will be telling us about her alternative views and beliefs on how to deal with those without having to use any westernized medicine.
Soy Ofelia, vengo de Río Verde, San Luis Potosí.
¿De dónde viene la idea de usar hierbas para tu diabetes?
De la cultura de mi madre, porque ella me enseñó a las hierbas naturales. Ella fue la que me enseñó que lo que era bueno para el diabetes, y hasta ahorita lo he tomado, lo he hecho y me he sentido mucho bien que cuando tomaba las pastillas. Cuando tomaba las pastillas yo me sentía ánimo bajo, me dañó el estómago, no sentía mejoría en mi diabetes, yo seguía igual hasta que llegué a las plantas naturales.
Entonces sí crees que te han ayudado mucho.
Bastante.
Mucho más que las pastillas.
Mucho mejor.
Okay. ¿Qué tan difícil es adaptarte a tu estilo de vida con tu tratamiento de hierbas?
Pues es un poco, no mucho, un poco difícil, porque tiene que uno acarrearla como la agua de Jamaica, y como cuando yo trabajo pues me tengo que llevar un topercito para llevármela y tomármela ahí en el trabajo. Luego llego de regreso a la casa cuando llego de trabajar y ya tomo más agua de Jamaica aquí, pero ya la tengo hecha, pero no es nada difícil queriéndolo hacer uno para pues, todo por la salud.
Sí. ¿Y me podrías decir qué tipos de hierbas tú usas más?
Pues yo lo que uso es la tronadora, los clavos, la canela, los higos en ayunas son muy buenos, y el orégano es muy bueno también en ayunas para el diabetes.
Muy bien. ¿Y qué beneficios tienen?
Los higos tienen un beneficio para el diabetes, para que te baje lo del diabetes y no te sientas mal. Todo el día te sientes muy bien con los higos.
Muy bien. ¿Y qué te hizo optar por escoger un tratamiento alternativo en lugar de la medicina americana?
Porque el doctor me dio pastillas para la diabetes y yo me sentía con mucho sueño, mucha flojera para pararme en las mañanas, batallaba para pararme y sentía hasta asco con las pastillas porque me estaba haciendo mucho daño.
¿Cuándo inicialmente te diagnosticaron con diabetes?
Tiene como un año que me diagnosticaron el diabetes.
¿Qué te recomendaron para tu tratamiento?
Me dieron unas pastillas y me sacaron sangre, el colesterol, pero no, las pastillas no me hicieron bien. Las plantas naturales son las que me hicieron muy bien y me siento mucho mejor.
Ok. Y para concluir, ¿cuál es tu recomendación para aquellos que nunca han experimentado con hierbas naturales?
Pues les recomiendo las hierbas naturales porque pues que yo también me he sentido mucho mejor, para que no les dañe su organismo, para que no les dañe sus órganos, y viven más años que con las pastillas. Con las pastillas viven menos años por el daño que nos hacen los órganos.
Muy bien, muchas gracias.
Bueno.
Thank you.
Thank you, Norma, for sharing your grandmother's story. While one culture might see this disease in one way, another culture may see it differently in the way they diagnose the disease, the causation of the disease, as well as the healing processes. For example, traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, looks at patterns of disharmony in the body instead of just looking at blood glucose levels. It is geared towards restoring harmony with the body and nature. They may diagnose this disease by observing the tongue, facial expressions, or the odor of someone's breath. To heal or treat diabetes and effects of this disease like diabetic neuropathy, they use different practices like acupuncture, herbs, and mind and body exercises. To gain a better understanding, watch our interview with the Chinese doctor.
So who uses acupuncture for treatment of symptoms for diabetes?
Okay, so who uses it? It's, and I'll just repeat this from my email. We really see just two types of patients that come in and say, I want to treat diabetes. The first type of patient is the one that kind of rejects biomedicine. They don't like to go see their doctors. And they don't like to take drugs, but they like to do something more alternative. So we see those patients. The second type of patient is one that has seen every specialist, run through every exam possible, on all sorts of medications and interventions, but they're still not getting all they think of. They're still not satisfied with their care, and they will come to us, kind of like we're their last hope. So this is like clearly, both ends of the spectrum. All the patients in the middle that are undergoing care, and they already have a regimen. They see their endocrinologist, get lab work. We don't see those, or they may come here, but we don't address their symptoms of diabetes, or even try to treat their diabetes. So, when we have patients on both ends of the spectrum, those are more challenging to treat because either they've gone through everything already and nothing's really working, or they haven't tried anything, and then they're just seeking help for the first time. So. Now, if that goes back to your question number 2, is that I really can't compare, how well this treatment is compared to, biomedical interventions.
Sorry, the ones in the middle.
Right, the ones in the middle, they're already having their blood sugar managed. They are maybe changing lifestyle, and it's working.
Can you walk me through the procedure of getting acupuncture for diabetes?
Okay. Well, what we do here at this clinic, and then is again, we will treat for their symptoms. So if it's coming with some abdominal discomfort, we can provide a treatment for that. If it's for fatigue, maybe there's some treatments for that as well. But we look at, we want to first evaluate the patient. Okay, from the time they come in, and our evaluation method, our diagnostic method is a little different. And biomedicine is very objective. Right? There's blood work, all this lab work, and there are the numbers. That's it. And then But for acupuncturists, we look at, we kind of just look at the person and observe. So there are, there's this a diagnostic method of looking at tongue, maybe looking at facial features, feeling the pulse. This is again more of a classic way of diagnosing. But now, in this modern age, there's a lot of people are on medication, and there's various kinds of diets that could alter how the pulse, is, or how the tongue manifests. So we actually do less of that. If I do that, it's just to support the other information I've gotten from the patient. So once we get that information, then we can start maybe figuring out a treatment plan that works for them. Within every treatment, especially for managing the symptoms of diabetes, always includes diet modifications and lifestyle changes. And that could be like exercise. And this goes across the board. Here to the endocrinologists to the big hospitals. It's all the same thing. Gotta change your diet, gotta exercise.
Hey guys, I would like to thank you guys for watching our video. We had a blast making this. We learned so much from just Norma's grandma and Dr. Ray. We saw how medical anthropology used the concept of food as poison through this video, as how most main cause of diabetes type 2 is food, and how people have to change their lifestyle to heal and recover from type 2 diabetes. How Dr. Ray said it, that one expression, people go to alternative healing because they reject biomedicine, or they have tried everything and they just don't want it and they want a different solution. So they go take herbs and they go find Dr. Ray to help them alleviate any pain they are enduring. To which this led to our conclusion that no matter what disease, how ill a person is, it's all going to be a human interaction among the healer and the patient. And again, thank you for watching our film and have a nice day.
Can you explain the moxie?
Sure. Moxibustion. Well, moxa itself is from an herb called mugwort, and it grows actually it grows in the wild in certain environments better than others. But I think it's even classified as a weed in some places. But if you start to break down the stalk, you can actually pull it apart and make these it's like fine hairs, looks like cotton, maybe. So when moxibustion is just applying this type of herb as a form of therapy. That is by burning it, putting putting some kind of combustion method into onto this herb. I think, I'm not sure of why the moxa was selected, or the mugwort was selected as moxa, but my guess is that it's because it burns very evenly, and it burns we can extend the length of the burn. So this mugwort is just compacted into a moxa stick. It kind of has the thickness of a cigar. So we will light the stick from one end and just let the embers kind of burn. As you can see, this is just ash now, but it burns very easily. But it takes a long time. It takes a long time to get to this. So this is, I'm sorry, you were asking me about, explain what this is, or how to do it?
How to do it.
How to do it? Okay. So I had to go back into my book, into my notes. So the 3 common methods of applying moxibustion, there is, pecking, where we go up and down as in bird pecking. There's the back and forth, just back and forth, or swirling in a circular method. So when the moxa stick is burning, and we can see that the red ember, there's a lot of smoke and carbon emissions. So the real mechanism of action is to provide this heat source above the skin. And I have used it a lot, but I remember that when it's burning at its optimal level, and you hold it over the skin, you can actually feel this, if you like a finger pressure. It produces that kind of, radiation. So you can feel this as you're going back and forth. Of course, it's hot as well, but it's just the smoke and the carbon emissions that we really don't use the same. But yeah, this to provide heat.
So what results can a patient with diabetes expect from moxibustion or acupuncture?
Well, if it's used for treatment of the neuropathy, diabetic neuropathy. So diabetic neuropathy usually occurs more in the extremities, the lower extremities. So, to my understanding, moxibustion was used in the past because it's non-invasive. It doesn't have to penetrate the skin, but it can still produce that, kind of that heat, the warming effect. So the mechanism of action, what patient can expect is what we hope they expect is more blood circulation. Okay? Because first from the movement, we talk about the moving, the heat, the energy that moves. So we want them to feel more blood circulation. Usually in diabetic neuropathy, not only are they experiencing some maybe some pain, some numbness, but there's usually swelling that goes along with that. So to apply this type of therapy, we just want to stimulate blood circulation. If they're not getting a whole lot of it, it's probably colder because from the numbness. So moxibustion could be an effective